Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the MSI Grand League. My name is Victor Kaxx, and we'll be going into our second game here. This is going to be Aether versus Bigetron.Tilt. Both of these are Indonesian teams, and we're going to go ahead and stream their game first. So let's go ahead and jump straight in. Good luck, have fun. So this first map is going to be Nepal. Control point map. So it's gonna be interesting to see how both of these teams will shape up. I had a look at their lineups earlier, and it seems like Bigetron might have the more power players on their side. They got a couple of GMs on there. But of course, rank doesn't necessarily equate to skill. And more importantly, when it comes to a tournament, it's usually all about team coordination. So Aether and Bigetron.Tilt, whoever is able to qualify, will be coming to Malaysia to compete at the MSI Concept Store. So very much looking forward to see when you'll be able to join in for that. Right now, I'm starting to see the line up. Interestingly, Cesario is going for Narisa. Okay, I think there should be okay. So let's go ahead and start. So it seems like Cesario, he's going to be sticking with the Arisa. Interesting choice. That shield is going to be not going to be able to hold actually. I kind of sort of expected it for a little bit longer. But looks like they're just both going to be using the shield to try to maintain control on the side flank here. Halt going to be sent this way. Cesario still going to be able to hold their ground. Control point will be unlocking in a few moments, so we'll be seeing who will be making that first move onto the control point. So VYZ is already on the point, capturing it for Aether. And looks like they'll be able to hold that ground for now, but Bigetron.Tilt, they're definitely going to be setting up to try to get something in the back line here. Cross light, going to try to use some deflex here. And will be able to escape just in time, but he still needs to try to find that back line. Needs to try to find that Mercy, who is already backed off. Now Lucio is going to be up in front here. Ooh, Riptire is going to come out. Will be able to take down Guardian. Valjean will get taken out by a stab. And looks like Bigetron.Tilt will be systematically taking out Aether, and looks like they're going to try to push that Diva off, and that should allow them to take the control point away from Aether. So, really good Riptire there. Oh, Valjean getting taken down by a dash from Cross Life and a hook. That's going to set them back a little bit. Valjean is already quite close to getting his ultimate. Cross Life gonna try to deflect some of the grenades back, and unfortunately gets taken out by Zavariz, who wasn't quite too happy about that. Now they're gonna try to go onto the point. Guardian is going to unleash the sound barrier, as now the rest of the team are gonna pile in. They're gonna try to get onto the point here. They need to try to find a kill on the Arisa here. Kreese is gonna be forced off the control point, as Guardian is gonna try to get a boot. That's gonna allow Kreese to get taken out. As now the Dragon Blade will be unleashed here. Valjean is going to be using the Valkyrie here to try to keep her teammates alive, as the rest of Aether are attempting to retake the control point away from Bigetron.Tilt. VYZ will be able to use the self-destruct to take out Cross Life as he goes into the Dragon Blade, and looks like Aether has successfully taken the control point. Now they're gonna need to charge some ultimates. Supercharger will be coming out for both teams pretty soon, but I'm gonna be expecting to see Cesario using it first. She's gonna be coming up to the side flank here, using Halt to try to drag some people into the bottomless pit. Right now Shield is gonna be brought out in front here. Ganjo on the side, trying to wait for a right moment here to unleash a hook. A Riptire is gonna be unleashed here. And then attempts to find one on the back line. Doesn't quite get the kill, unfortunately, but that's going to be enough to allow Bigetron.Tilt to try to jump in. Ganjo still staying on the front line here. Gonna heal himself up, but gets moved out to the side. Unfortunately, he is not gonna be able to cook anyone off. Cesario, in the meantime, he's going to try to stay on the point here, try to keep it contested and away from Bigetron.Tilt. And looks like Zosos gets caught inside the steel trap and looks like he's gonna get taken out immediately there. Cesario, down to 19 health, is gonna fall back for some healing, but it looks like Aether will be able to stand their ground. Now Kaxx is switching to the Winston, jumps straight on, tries to find one onto D.Va. Riptire is going to be unleashed here by Zavaris. He's going to try to find a kill. You will find two. DJ7 and Jessie will get taken up. Both supports already down here. Bigetron.Tilt, they're already in big trouble. Zoso's still going to be trying to stay alive here. Goes into great form, unfortunately gets taken down, and looks like the overtime will slowly run out. So the first round here is going to go to Team Aether. Alright, here we go into round number 2 here on Nepal. Aeonian. Oh, sorry, I mean Aether and Bigetron.Tilt. Aether already having 1 point on the board. Bigetron still trying to find their footing at the moment. We'll be making quite a lot of swaps here. No recess going to be run for this round. Cesario will be using the Zarya. Ganjo is going to be running on the Tracer this time. So we'll be interested to see what the Tracer will be able to bring to the table. So far, most of Aether are sticking together quite close. That's going to make it difficult for Ganjo to try to find an opening. But he's going to stick around, tries to find one, goes after Zavaris, will be able to bring him down a notch. Forcing him to fall back for some healing. Ganjo is still going to stay on the flank here, using the health packs to try to sustain itself on the front line. Cesario is going to be the first one to fall, as Genji is going to try to jump in with the legs to try to get some kills. Zavaris will be the next one, as Ganjo is going to continue to try to do some more damage. VYZ already taken out of her mech, as Cross Life stays on front here, try to make sure they stay all the way back. But now with the control point in the hands of Bigetron, Aether are going to have to make the assault. So this looks very familiar if you've already watched round number 1. And now let's see how Aether are going to handle this attack. Cesario still sending right clicks their way. Zavaris already up to 88 percentage points. Ooh, looks like the Dragon Blade will be unleashed here by Cross Life. He's going to try to find some kills here. He will be able to find Harriers first. He's going to try to find the second one, but unfortunately his Dragon Blade ran out. He will be able to use Shurikens to finish off Shaft. Now BYZ on the front line here. Cross Life's trying to find a back to try to take out the Mercy, but unfortunately the rest of the tanks are going to be able to come in for the defense. So it looks like Bigetron will be able to prevent any assault here from Aether. It's going to drag them out a little bit, but now the ultimates are ready for both sides. Shaft will be having his Dragon Blade pretty soon. He's going to try charging out. Sound Barrier is going to be unleashed by Aether. The Shaft still waits for the right moment here. He's going to try to jump onto the backline there. Will try to find the Ana. Goes with Blade Swing and takes out GJ7. He's going to try to find a second one here on the Lucio. Finds it as well. Jessie will get taken down. So that's already 2 kills here from the Genji. It's now finally Winston is going to try to bring in a response, but unfortunately Genji is still going to be able to sustain himself. Ganjo is going to be chased after here, but unfortunately it looks like the control point is slowly falling to the hands of Aether, as Cesario still stays on the point. Ganjo gets taken out and the control point gets wrestled away there by the team in blue. But they have a long way to go. This is them only counting up from 0 here. Bigetron is already up to 89 percentage points. So Aether is going to have to stay here for the long haul. They do have a Riptire ready on Zavaris. And no doubt he's waiting for the right moment to try and unleash it. He's going to try to bring it in. We'll be able to find one on Jessie. So that's already 1 DPS down. Ganjo will be able to use a Pulse Bomb to take out Cesario right on the point. Valshon still going to try to keep alive, but Ganjo will be able to pistol whip her into oblivion. Now Aether, they're going to try to stay on the point. Dragon Blade is going to be unleashed by Shaft here to try to get some. But unfortunately, Cross Life, he's going to be able to get 2 kills right off the bat using his own Dragon Blade. Shaft and Viz will get taken out. It's now Bigetron.Tilt already up. They only have 5 more percentage points left, and looks like Aether, they're not going to be able to get here in time to be able to come in. Zavaris uses his bomb to try to get on point, but unfortunately, it looks like Bigetron will be able to take one away from Aether, making it a tie.
1-1.
Ooh, slam dunk as well. That's going to raise the spirits of Aether. As we go into round number 3 here on Nepal, this is going to be the determinant for that first point.
Round 3. Capture the objective.
Now both teams rolling out. Kaxx is going to be on the Winston. They're going to try to find the front line here. And Cesario is going to get bursted down pretty quickly there. Kaxx coming out to the side. Is going to stick around, trying to make sure that Aether are not able to get a foothold, but now they're going to try to wrap around rapidly through the other side. And looks like they could be in position here to try to take control point as it gets unlocked. But unfortunately, the rest of Bigetron are going to try to overrun them and pretty much jumps right over on top and overwhelms the entire attacking line. It looks like Zavarius on that Soldier 76 is not going to be able to survive, and with that, I think the man advantage is not going to be enough to take the control point. Bigetron gets a huge win here in the opening of the 3rd round. Now Aether, they're going to have to try to make the assault happen here. They're going with a triple DPS setup here, together with Moira. It's interesting going for both Soldier 76 and Pharah at the same time, trying to buff as much damage as they can going up against Bigetron. Ganjo will be able to take out Viz though with his rocket healing, so that's going to take one down. There's already 2 with Zavarius already falling to the ground as Bigetron, they're going to completely overrun Aether. Cesario going to get chased after them by Crosslight, who just stays up in front here and looks like he's going to be paying for it. Overextension there by Bigetron, but it still doesn't matter. They still manage to keep Aether all the way back to spawn. So the Genji will be coming out rapidly. He does have his Dragon Blade ready. Anna, she's going to be coming in as well. They're going to need everyone, all hands on deck here for the defense. Really up to 50 percentage points here for Bigetron.Tilt. As Aether will be coming in from the low side. Viz on that Pharah, still going to try to do some damage from the skies, but the Sunstruck comes out, doesn't quite catch anyone unfortunately, but it looks like it's going to be enough to allow Bigetron to try to overrun Aether. But Viz is still going to stay on the skies right now, tries to take down Jessie. And now Rocket Rush is going to be released here, but the defense matrix will be able to negate most of that damage. Shaft will be able to finish off the Ana as Viz attempts to get another kill, but unfortunately gets finished off by Kaxx. Now Zozos will be forced out of mech. Cesario right now jumps into the primal range. Dragon Blade will be unleashed here as well from Cross Life as he attempts to get a kill here, but Kaxx will be the one to fall. Zavarius will be able to use Tactical Visor to get a second kill there on the Cross Life, and now with Jessie getting taken down, it looks like Aether will be able to maintain control over that control point.
My Tactical Visor is charging.
What a turn of fates here. Bigetron.Tilt and Aether, both, I think, pretty evenly matched, all things considered. It really depends on, right now, who will be the high value pickups and where they decide to attack in. They're going to try to go in through the side here. Zozos going to be coming up in front here to try to keep heavier. Counter it for as long as he can. Cross Life already swapping off to the Tracer there. Zozos will be taking quite a lot of damage there from the Soldier 76. Cross Life going to be jumping in. Cesario going to be brought back into the fold here by the Mercy. As Shaft gets already 2 kills right off the bat with the Dragon Blade. Crosslight still going to hang on for dear life here as Zavarius comes in for the chase. Ganjo, he's going to be forced all the way back as Crosslight, she's going to try to wrap around through the back. The Heavy Wrist will be able to hold the point for now. Cross Life going to be waiting on the opposite end of the map here. Almost gets a Pulse Bomb ready, but gets spotted out by the Genji unfortunately. Now with both of them all coming in now, this could be huge here if Cross Life is able to come in and get a massive kill here. Selvastrut is going to be used here. She's going to unleash a Pulse Bomb. Doesn't connect on anyone unfortunately. She will help take down Zavarius still. As Cross Life now takes down the Mercy. And looks like the control point will be retaken here by Bigetron.Tilt. Bit of a messy attack there by Tracer, but it still worked out in the end. The distraction being brought from both sides was able to systematically take down the defense of Aether. Cross life. Sticking on the high ground here. Doesn't have pulse bomb anymore. She's gonna need to charge it up as quickly as she can. She's gonna try to do it by getting onto Cesario. But unfortunately, Shaft on the backline will be able to take her out. Now the Tracer is gonna try to keep Kaxx at bay. His out of control point will be falling back to Aether. There's no one here to counter it yet as the D.Va jumps in, but unfortunately she's going to get surrounded by all sides here as Shaft maintains control here, maintains her position, and tries to take down Kaxx as well. He's going to be able to use a pistol whip to take her out. Now Cross Life is going to come back in. Shaft is going to be staying out here and tries to find one on Jessie, who's going to be completely left alone here. He gets taken out. Now Pulse Bomb is already ready. Zosos is going to be taken out by Pulse Bomb. And looks like Angel will finally come in for the kill, but unfortunately Aether, they have control over the point. They are going to be able to capture it completely, and Aether wins map number 1.
Play of the game.
And that's going to be a play of the game here by Cross Life. Wow, nice one there from Cross Life, actually taking out the D.Va the moment she popped off her mech. So that's going to be map number 1. We're going to wait for map number 2 here to be chosen by Bigetron.Tilt. Okay, so it looks like the next map is going to be Gibraltar. So Aether will get to choose which side I want to start on. So Bigetron.Tilt has just chosen to play on Gibraltar for map number 2. And looks like Aether is going to decide to stay on defense. Okay, so let's see whether they're ready. Okay, Bigetron is not ready quite yet. Both teams are really neck to neck. Like, I sort of expected Bigetron to have a slight advantage given they had a couple GMs, but Aether really held their own. Like, the assault they did on the first, for that first point, that was really, really good coordination. Like, they basically were able to wrap around in such a way that they overwhelmed them. Like, and the moment like they jumped, they all went in at the same time, and that's really crucial, especially like for Genji when he jumped in to try to find the Mercy in the first place. The fact that the rest of his team came in at the same time kept the rest of the tanks busy while he was able to just basically sustain himself trying to find a kill on the back line. So that was a pretty good coordination there by Aether through and through. So now going to watch point Gibraltar, Aether definitely needs to be able to do more of that. They need to be able to use that coordination they already have to be able to take down Bigetron. Because as long as they're able to take control of some of the main DPSs for Bigetron, like Ganjo and Cross Life, they should have quite an easy time, surprisingly. So we're still waiting for Bigetron to get ready. Probably waiting for their teammates to settle some of their settings or strategies. Maybe I might consider switching the frame rate 30 frames per second to give them a little bit of an advantage. Who knows? Okay, Aether and Bigetron.Tilt. Map number 2 here. Whoever wins this one will go into round number 2 with already a 1-game advantage. So that's right. This is still the first stage of the Swiss groups. The first Swiss group. So this is round number 1, and after round number 1, we'll go into round number 2. The teams that are able to win 2 games in a row, they will already automatically qualify for the LAN. And after that, the remaining 4 teams, they will be playing another round tomorrow, double elimination, to see who's going to be able to join the 2 teams that have qualified for the LAN. So that's right, it's going to be the top 2 for today and the top 2 for tomorrow that will be qualifying for the LAN that's going to be taking place in February. So it sounds like Cesario is ready. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the game. So Watchpoint Gibraltar. This is going to be a payload escort map. No control points to take. Both defense and offense is going to be very dynamic in nature. But one thing that all teams have to keep in mind is where the payload is. They need to make sure that payload is constantly on the move. That's if you're attacking. And if you're defending, you got to make sure that payload is stopped in its tracks. So given the level of coordination that Aether has, they need to be able to identify where those high-skilled opponents are. Ganjo, Crosslife. As long as they're able to keep those 2 DPS either suppressed or negate as much of the value to the team as possible, that should actually allow them to maintain the advantage.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I always liked working with you, Lucio. No awkward small talk.
Always liked working with you too. You have great sense of
Xavier is going to be using Widowmaker, and Ganjo is going to be using a Widowmaker as well, so this might end up being kind of interesting to see. Either is playing rather smart, making sure that none of the lineup gets betrayed before the match starts. Javier is going to use the Widowmaker, doesn't quite find that first shot unfortunately. Ganjo is going to try to find one. Stays on the back line there. The Widowmaker, just peeking off the edge there. Ganjo still trying to make sure that Xavier is left completely suppressed. Oh, the Genji going to be coming out the front there. He's going to be using deflect. And Xavier waits for the right moment to strike. Ganjo in the meantime stays on the low ground. Xavier still going to be forced all the way back there. That's going to be one shot on her back. It's Ganjo still attempting to find exactly where the Widowmaker is. Sees her right off the edge there. Tries to find one shot there. Ooh, Ganjo gets taken out by Xavier. With that battle over there, the payload already making its way past the bridge. Cesario and Viz will be able to take down Kaxx as Crosslife stays on the front line here to try to keep this payload contested. But unfortunately, they're going to be forced all the way back. So now waiting for the DPS to try to come back in. Since that Shaft is going to be forced all the way back, there's going to be a takedown there by the Widowmaker as Crosslife comes in, bringing in some of his Dragon Blade, but unfortunately he gets taken out by Xavier before he's able to do even more damage. The payload has still reached point number 1 in the meantime, and Xavier is going to be forced all the way back. Ganjo still going to be staying on the front line there, trying to get a kill there on the Widowmaker. Has her sights on the Genji. As Infrasight will be able to allow them to maintain control for this map. Now the Infrasight is starting to wear out here. Shaft is going to be jumping out with the deflect. Try to force an error here on the Widowmaker. But now with the rest of Aether trying to jump in here, they're going to try to overrun their position. Kaxx will be able to take down Dalsho. There's already 2 down. Xavier's Risk gets taken out by the Diva. As right now, that kill feed is looking all red here. As Bigetron.Tilt will be able to overrun the rest of Aether and keep that payload on the move.
Let me get you patched up.
Now Shaft 89% on his ult. Gonna be sneaking around the back here, but will be spotted out. But Ganjo will be nano boosted up, and the Widowmaker is gonna be doing a lot of damage here on the back line, forcing Cesario to unleash the Primal Rage. As Ganjo attempts to get a kill here, but looks like the Primal Rage is still active here with Cesario. He's gonna try to force Ganjo in a really awkward position here, but Cheeks will still take down the Winston. Payload will be reaching that second point. As Ganjo on fire now, will be paving the way here for her brothers. Ganjo staying on the high ground here while D.Va will maintain position here. Cesario already brought down really low there by Cross Life. He's going to be forced to fall all the way back. Cross Life needs to get some healing now. Ganjo coming up here. Cesario is going to jump up forward, and that's going to be forcing the rest of Bigetron.Tilt to fall all the way back. Xavier Riz will get taken down. Ganjo is going to try to get a second one there on Shaft, but Shaft will be able to use the Dragon Blade to take her out. So already 2 kills here for the Genji, and now he's going to try to get a third here with the kill on Crossfeed. And Icreaks will be able to come in for the save, taking him out. But now Dragon Blade is going to be unleashed by Cross Life. He's going to try to jump onto the front lines here to try to take out both tanks. Dragon Blade will run out, but looks like that's going to be enough to force him back, allowing the payload to reach past the last bend. So Cross Life coming in now. Ganjo is going to try to find the front line here, maintaining position, maintaining attack, maintaining the pressure. Xavier Riz gets taken out by Dash. Cross Life still stays on the front lines here, still trying to keep that payload contested here, while the Primal Rage is going to be unleashed by Icreaks. But Cross Life has his sights on the baby diva of Ivis, and with a dash, that should be able to help finish her off. Icreaks going to be able to take out the diva. Cross Life will be able to use the deflector, but is not going to be able to keep him from taking damage there. As Lucio will fall, Viz will be able to come in, but unfortunately the payload already reaches that last point. So round 1 will be completed with Bigetron.Tilt bringing it all the way in.
3. Switching sides.
That's a very good job there for Bigetron.Tilt. They basically gave Ganjo so much space. The biggest threat to Ganjo really was the D.Va and the Winston, because they can easily just go right up in front to where she is. But the fact that Bigetron.Tilt with Cross Life, Jessie, they were able to just maintain that pressure on the front line, that basically prevented Aether from having any control over the situation at all. The payload was already way past its bend by that point. And unfortunately, Aether, they're going to have to repeat that same performance if they want to be able to take this map away from Bigetron. So this is exactly what I like to see, both teams being so strong against each other. And literally the only thing that separates the two at this point is all about strategy. Like the team that has the better strategy at this point is going to be able to overcome the other. Skills wise, I would say things are pretty even. There are definitely a few high skilled heroes on both sides.
Attackers
Ganjo and Xavieris. But right now it's going to be up to how the team decides to position themselves, how the team coordination pans out. Because even having like the most skilled teammate on your team is not a guarantee for a win when it comes to Overwatch. This is very much a team game. Of course, it does help that they have pretty sick Widowmakers on both sides.
Attackers incoming.
But Widowmaker, especially on
The payload.
attack or defense, it's pretty much useless without the proper kind of team to support her. Averis is going to be coming out. Gets on the high ground pretty early on, but unfortunately the D.Va is already on the bridge, ready to counteract her. Ganjo will be able to get one shot on Averis. Is going to try to find a second one, but unfortunately it's going to be forced back by the Winston coming onto top here. So Bigetron.Tilt, they're going to have to fall back a little bit. Averis will take opportunity here, tries to find one on Ganjo, but Ganjo will find it first yet again. Getting that first kill onto the Averis, that's going to allow the man advantage to get through here as Bigetron.Tilt will try to overrun them right on the payload, preventing them from getting it past the bridge. Cross Life still on the front lines here. With the kill on Xavierus, that's going to force Aether to reset here. And Viz, having no mech here, is going to try to charge up. I'm surprised that she hasn't tried to reset herself here. So Viz will be able to get her mech out. Ganjo is coming out forward here. Ganjo will be able to take down Cesario. He's going to try to find another one. Uses Infrasight to try to find the Genji, keeping her in his sights. Shaft jumping up there. Infrasight is going to be running up pretty soon, so this could be an opportunity for Aether to make the assault. Now all gather up, they're just going to rush all in together. They need to be able to overrun Bigetron.Tilt to be able to make the assault happen. Dragon Blade is going to be unleashed across life. He's going to be able to take down Avarice and Gartron at one swing there. And now getting a kill on Cesario as well. That's going to completely obliterate the front line of Aether. As Viz gets again on mech, gets completely ignored by Bigetron.Tilt before Ganjo finally gives her some love. Huge win there for Bigetron.Tilt, just stopping that payload in its tracks. As Aether not able to find that angle of attack at all. Now they're going to be switching to the Zarya here. Cesario leading the front. Gardron waits by the side. Shaft is going to be jumping in pretty soon. He does have Dragon Blade at the ready, but they need to be able to find a good angle to take down the Widowmaker, who's holding her own pretty well. Now Kaxx as DJ7, they're going to be trying to jump in here. As Crosslife will be able to take down the Genji. Soundbearer will be unleashed here by Bigetron.Tilt as an attempt to keep the offense at bay. Cesario will get taken down. Viz is still going to stay on a payload. So right now Zoso's still trying to charge up for a mech as quickly as she can, but Viz's barrier is not going to make it easy for her at all. Ganjo in the meantime still going to be on the ground here. Going to try to maintain as much pressure as she can to keep the rest of Aether at bay. But now the Genji of Shaft, he's going to be coming on around the side. Definitely wants to try to get a Dragon Blade kill here, but unfortunately gets forced off of its attack plan here. And the Widowmaker already back on the back line there. Ooh, Ganjo gets taken out by the Deflex. This is going to be huge. Shaft is going to try to take down the Zenyatta now. He does have Dragon Blade in his pocket, but the Soundbearer will be unleashed here. Crosslife is going to unleash his Dragon Blade first. He will be able to take down the heavier risk, as now Shaft unleashes his own Dragon Blade as well. But unfortunately gets himself taken down there by Kaxx using the Primal Rage. Earth Shatter is going to be unleashed here. Valsha will bring Shaft back into the fold, but without the Dragon Blade there, his usefulness may be over. As DJ7 attempts to hold the backline here, he's going to try to fight up against Lucio. It looks like it's going to be a huge damage, but both of them take down each other at the same time. Cesario and Javierus, they will be able to stay on the point. Ganjo switches to the McCree, but unfortunately it looks like the payload will be swiftly on its way. What a huge fight there that occurred right under the bridge. Ganjo is going to be coming in. They want to try to salvage it as much as they can. They want to prevent the payload from even reaching that first point. We are on overtime, and this is going to be very risky here for Aether. There's one boop to keep them up. That's going to lead them around. Ooh, that's really close here. Cesario is going to be able to stay on point. Revive is going to come in on the Viz, and the Soundbearer should be able to maintain that sustain as Zosos will get taken down. Ganjo is going to unleash his Dead Eye, will be able to take down Gadron before getting taken down himself. And now with Jessie getting taken down, that's going to be 1 point on the board here for Aether. What a close one here for the team in blue. Kaxx staying on the top of the spaceship. He's going to try to jump down here to find both the Mercy and the Soldier 76, putting a lot of damage, but the barrier will be able to keep her safe for now. Kaxx is going to be facing a lot of trouble here with the Tentacle Visor coming off a heavier risk. Will be able to take down one. He's going to try to take down two, but the Primal Rage will force him into a corner. Jessie will get himself taken down by the Tracer of Shaft. already reaches onto the backline here. The payload already swiftly on its way while Shav leads the way. And now Shav finding another way. It's going to show Ganjo the way, but Ganjo shows her the way instead. The way is now found. The tranquility is going to be unleashed. The sound barrier will be able to keep them in place. Deadeye is going to be brought on the top. Guardian will get taken down by Ganjo with the Deadeye. As Valshon gets slammed down into the ground, Angel has her wings clipped. Ganjo will be able to hold his ground here. Tries to find one heavier wrist who's really low. He's going to have a lot of healing here. The rocket healing doesn't quite connect, but Ganjo is not able to place his shots in time there. Gadron will be able to take him down with a biotic orb as the payload reaches point number 2. Cross Life gets taken down by a hammer swing from Viz as the payload still gaining momentum here. As Aether looks pretty set to try to bring this all the way in, but right now they're only running on 2 minutes of time left. That's not going to be a lot of time when they reach into the time bank overtime. But darn it, they're still going to go down fighting. They're going to try to fight as hard as they can. The ultimate will be unleashed by the Moira just in time here as Gardron will attempt to keep her teammates in line here. Tries to take down the Tracer and Jessie. Ooh, 2 of them get taken down by the Earth Shatter. And now Ganjo really low here. It's going to get right click to Oblivion by Gardron. He's going to be able to get another kill there on the cross. And looks like that's going to be it. Aether will be able to take this payload all the way to the end here. But there's going to be one last chance for a response here from Bigetron.Tilt. The Primal Rage will be unleashed here by Kaxx as he attempts to keep them all off that control point. Deadeye is going to be used by, but unfortunately he doesn't quite get a kill. He will be able to take down Viz with a single shot there, and the flashback will be able to take down Valshon. Ganjo staying on the front lines here. He's going to try to take down Cesario. Cesario going to be completely left staggered out. DJ7 will be able to come in. Payload is going to be stopped in its tracks. Really close one here for Bigetron.Tilt.
60 seconds remaining.
Just when I thought Aether might actually have it, Bigetron.Tilt mounts an amazing defense here on the control point. A Shaft sneaking around on the back. Doesn't quite have Pulse Bomb yet. So she's going to try to use the element of stealth here to her advantage. Ultimates are definitely on the side of Bigetron.Tilt. If they're able to take down either one of those guys, that's going to help even the odds here. Shaft is going to reveal itself. Needs to charge out a Pulse Bomb as quickly as you can, but the rest of Bigetron.Tilt are attacking them from all sides. Cross Life is going to be taking down a little bit. Self-destruct is going to come out. Ganjo will be able to get a kill on the Mercy in the meantime. As Bigetron.Tilt, they're going to try to hold the ground for as long as they can with one support already down. Pulse Bomb is going to connect onto Zosos. That's going to help take her out of the mech pretty soon. But Shaft, he's going to try to stay alive here as Cross Life is attempting to keep her down. The Diva will be able to come in. Looks like Bigetron.Tilt will be able to hold their ground here, and overtime is going to run out. Aether is unsuccessful in pushing it all the way. Bigetron.Tilt wins map number 2.
Play of the game.
Cross Life, show me the way with the play of the game. And that is the way, my brothers. So it looks like this battle is going to be taken to a map number 3. So we'll be waiting to see what Aether will be choosing for map 3. So right now, Bigetron.Tilt and Aether are both 1-1 here. The winner of this map will be able to proceed to round number 2. We still have at least one more match to be shown here. I think it's going to be Sirius versus MBT. But right now, Bigetron.Tilt and Aether are such an exciting match here. I'm really excited to see who's going to be coming out on top at this point. So in the meantime, still waiting for a response from them. Okay, looks like it's going to be Numbani. So it looks like it's going to be a hybrid map this time. This could be a big one here. So far we've seen control points, we've seen payload. We've yet to see how both teams work out in a hybrid map situation. Bigetron are still deciding amongst themselves to see which side they want to start on. So now that Bigetron has already kind of like picked up the pace coming to map number 2, I'm going to expect map number 3 to be a little bit more the same. Of course, Bigetron does have a couple of GMs on their side at least. I didn't quite see the rest, but Ganjo was a GM at least. So it looks like Bigetron will be substituting one of the players for the next map. And turn 9 will be taking the place of a teammate on Bigetron. Still yet to decide which side they want to start on. Okay, so Bigetron will be playing on defense. Okay, so let's see if they're ready. Aether is ready. Bigetron is ready. Let's go ahead and jump straight in. This is going to be Noom Bonnie. And I'm really excited to see how this will end up, because both teams, even though there are a couple of GMs on Bigetron's side, but Aether was able to put up quite a good fight early on. The thing is that now that that advantage has kind of slipped away, I think Bigetron might have at least a psychological advantage now, especially given the amount of kills that Ganjo was able to get right off the bat. So it seems like DJ7 has not connected to the game yet, so we'll still be paused. Game just paused automatically. I think that someone DC'd a little bit just now. So I think we can resume. So I'm super grateful that Blizzard has implemented that feature now, because there have been quite a lot of times, especially when in the middle of casting, where someone disconnected and I'm so focused on casting that I wasn't able to hit the pause in time. Okay, so DJ7 seems like he's expecting some problems. We'll just wait for him to reconnect first. Right now, Kanjo is going to be running on Torb. Interesting choice. Definitely going to need an Orisa for this to work here. Eterna is going to be playing DPS for... Oh, my bad. The team names are still the wrong ones. There we go. That should be correct now. So DJ9 hasn't joined us yet. Gonna wait for him to come back in. Right now, just to recap, situation is 1-1. Bigetron.Tilt was able to take map number 2, forcing Aether to play against them in the 3rd round. Now this map was chosen by Aether. And it's going to be really interesting to see who's going to be coming out on top, because as far as I'm concerned, at least given the performance from the first map, it seemed like Bigetron was a little bit out of the groove, I would think, because they really picked it up by the time they go into the second game. But now with this pause going on here, we may see that whatever warm-up that Bigetron had, they might have dissipated a little bit going into map number 3. But right now, Aether needs to step up the game because Bigetron is going in full force. And Aether might have a big battle on their hands here if they want to try to take that first control point from Bigetron. So DJ7 still nowhere to be found yet. so much love there for the Indonesian community. Yeah, DJ7 is experiencing some issues due to the fact that he's playing from a cyber cafe. So unfortunately we'll be stuck here a little bit. Seems like he's having issues trying to get back into Overwatch, so unfortunately for us that means we're pretty much stuck here until he's able to get his PC back up and running. Overwatch unfortunately still, despite the fact that it's been at least a year now, Overwatch is still very much a very intensive game to run for an esport title. And I think that kind of like has hampered a little bit the accessibility of it. Because compared to a lot of other games, like especially games like Counter-Strike, like it's much easier to quote-unquote run Counter-Strike compared to running Overwatch, due to the fact that the source engine is very old and so much more scalable compared to Overwatch. Though I have to say there is one exception to the rule, and that definitely was PUBG, because that game, like, despite the fact that it's so flawed, has so many bugs, and you could even still struggle trying to run it smoothly even with like the best hardware in the world. Like, still the fact that so many people plays that game just makes you think sometimes. Alright, so DJ7 still having quite a lot of issues. He's going to be restarting his PC. So in the meantime, we're still going to be stuck talking over here. Things are looking, to be honest, kind of bad for the Overwatch community here, because right now with the Overwatch League, it's getting a little bit hard to try and keep making tournaments like this happen. So yeah, this Grand League is unfortunately the last one we'll be able to have with MSI due to all the things that's happening. But in any case, I'm still hopeful that we'll be able to try to make something happen community-wise to ensure at least that this this competitive community, which has given me so much in the last, like, oh, second, got a call. It's given me so much like memories over the last year. I really hope to be able to keep this community going for as long as possible, and hopefully be able to bring some new people in. So we'll see after this Overwatch Grand League. We try to launch a whole different way of doing Overwatch tournaments that will be in line with Blizzard's new regulations. And Overwatch League especially, like, I really hope that this will get a lot of support in the long term, because right now that is the beacon for the entire Overwatch competitive scene. And it's good to hear that Overwatch League is actually getting quite a lot of attention. Like, the first week has already brought in 400,000 viewers, and on Twitch, that's amazing. You know, when you consider the fact that viewership for Overwatch has been down for quite a long time, the fact that it's able to bounce back so rapidly because of the Overwatch League really brings me hope to see how Overwatch is going to expand in the future. But right now, with a lot of these third-party tournaments disappearing, I think it's going to be very crucial for community events at this point to maintain that level of competitiveness in all these different scenes that are not, unfortunately, not getting exposure due to the Overwatch League. Of course, we still got the Overwatch Open League. We also have the Pacific divisions, but I think at the core, what is still really needed, given that Overwatch is still a very young community, it's going to be very crucial, these few points. At the very least, Overwatch is not going to die anytime soon because Overwatch League is a huge investment by Blizzard Activision. But we'll see how things go. In any case, looks like DJ7 is going to be swapped out by Jessie. So we're going to go ahead and resume. So now we're going to reset the entire game here. So now with DJ7 out, you're going to need Jessie to run on Zenyatta. Zenyatta can still work for control point defense, but I'm afraid by the time if the payload gets captured immediately by Aether, then Zenyatta, they could be in big trouble because Zenyatta unfortunately is not going to be able to sustain himself going to the streets phase. Like Zenyatta's biggest strength is being able to counteract dive heroes like Winston, even Genji, and especially a lot of like the really tanky heroes.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
So as long as whatever the Discord orb is able to hit, is able to take down whatever that whatever it's placed on, that should at least allow Bigetron.Tilt to get that first pick off.
2, 1.
Okay, so here we go. It's going to be first assault. Cesario is going to be on the Winston. Aether going in a little bit slow. They're not quite revealing themselves yet, just waiting for everyone to get in position before going all in. But it seems like Jessie is already receiving some damage on the meantime from Shaft, while the rest of them are going to be going onto the point now. And now it's going to be a little bit of split defense here because Shaft is keeping Cross all the way in the front there, just all distracted. But it seems like the attack on the back line has completely failed here, with the rest of Aether just completely falling to the ground. So Bigetron.Tilt are able to hold the ground for now, as Aether will have to reset themselves for the next fight. So a bit of a messy start here for Aether. A little strategy of going for a stagger did not quite work out, but looks like they're going to be trying yet again. Shaft staying on top here. And now we have both teams going out. The Winston is already in between here. Shaft is going to try to keep them distracted on the front line here. Both DPSs will be able to burst down Shaft. He's going to get taken down, so it looks like the rest of Aether are going to have to fight with one man less. But so far, they are sticking together, just baiting and waiting for Bigetron to try to jump in onto them. In the meantime, rockets from D.Va are going to be doing some bit of damage onto the Mercy, as now Cesario is going to jump front and center here to try to take down the Zenyatta. The position is getting overrun here. The control point is going to be taken a little bit by Aether, but now the response is going to be coming in here from Bigetron.Tilt. Kaxx will be able to get both supports down, and Xavieris, despite the fact he's able to take down Cross-Life, will get himself eliminated. Viz will be the last one on the point, but the D.Va all alone here is not going to be able to sustain herself. Viz will get herself taken down pretty soon here, I believe. And no, it looks like this is going to play around with the baby D.Va. Viz is starved for attention here. Does have a Discord orb on, and finding Kaxx is going to put that baby D.Va out of her misery. So now Aether still going to be gathered out a little bit. They're taking a very safe approach here, which, while commendable, is actually running them a lot of time. So they're only going to have one more minute here. They do have 2 ultimates at the ready on both Shav, Velshon, and now Cesario will have an ultimate as well. Viz will be having self-destruct. But then Bigetron.Tilt is already fully stacked. Tranquility is going to be unleashed here by Zenyatta, as now Dragon Blade is going to be unleashed by Cross-Life to try to get some kills. He's going to be able to take Viz out of her mech, as now he attempts to chase after Shaft. Shaft is going to try to get away as far as possible, but that's going to be able to stagger them out. Kaxx will be able to take down 3 on the front line here with both the Tesla Cannon and the Jump Pack. And with that, Aether just completely getting themselves annihilated on the point. So Aether, unfortunately, not quite able to find their footing against Bigetron.Tilt, who is just countering them at every point of the way. They did manage to draw out a couple outs, but they still don't have enough, should be told, to try to fight up against the onslaught of Bigetron.Tilt. Kaxx going to be up in front here. He's going to be ready. He's going to unleash his Primal Rage right now as his health dips really low. He's going to try to aim in after the Lucio. Poops him all the way to the side. Viz will be able to use a self-destruct to get a kill there, taking down Jessie. It's not Bigetron.Tilt. They're going to try to scramble onto the point here to try to maintain position. Kaxx has run out on his Primal Rage, and now the Winston getting taken down by the Discord Orb as Velshon gets chased after here by Kaxx. One punch there will take her down. Xavieris will get himself taken out by Cross-Life with the Dragon Blade as Shaft falls to the ground as well. It looks like Bigetron.Tilt has done a successful defense here on the first point in the body, and round 1 will be completed with Aether not even getting a single point.
Score 0-0. Switching sides.
So Bigetron.Tilt definitely has left Aether scratching. Trying to find their way out of this mess here, but Aether, they still do have an opportunity now that they've switched sides. They just have to put up a defense as good as Bigetron to force this into overtime. They definitely did waste quite a lot of time to try to make the assaults happen, and that definitely did play a factor into it, I believe, because by the time they were ready to attack, Bigetron was basically completely fully stacked with ults, which would have made any assault basically a huge undertaking. And we consider the fact that Aether also had a deficit in ults going in, like they didn't really have a chance, to be honest. Of course, they were not playing the poking battle at all, which actually hurt their ability to charge their ults as quickly as they can. And those 2 factors, I would say, basically lost them that first round. But now the Aether will be on defense. They really need to prioritize on those poke battles. They need to farm their ults, because Bigetron.Tilt is not going to hold back. They're going to go all out here, going onto the point. They know that all they need to do is to get it past that tick, and they will be able to take this entire series here and go on to round 2 with 1 win under the belt. So Bigetron.Tilt will be coming out. Zosos will be using the Pharah, as Kaxx will be showing the way. Bigetron.Tilt holding steady while Zosos plants in some shots. Tries to charge her ult. Zosos coming out in front here, does try to find one to Moira, but Moira will get taken down with a single shot to the face there. As now Zosos will find herself completely surrounded there and gets taken out by her own rocket actually. Now Viz and Cesario, they're going to be losing their health pretty soon there with iCreeks leading the charge here with the Tesla cannon. And now with Viz getting taken down, it looks like the point will be taken here from Bigetron.Tilt. This one tick is going to do it. Bigetron.Tilt will win this matchup after all.
Play of the game.
And iCreeks definitely the MVP for this match. The amount of kills he got every time Aether tried to go in was insane. And look at his target prioritization. He basically took down... He basically was aiming after the Mercy first. Viz got herself taken out in the meantime. But man, oh man, what a strong showing here for Bigetron.Tilt.